Everyone, we will begin our commencement ceremony this morning by listening to the Star Spangled Banner. Would everyone please stand? Please be seated, and welcome to commencement. While Missouri State University normally observes 2 commencement periods annually, this year we are pleased to celebrate 3. Today's ceremony provides the opportunity to celebrate our graduates from May and summer 2020 as a makeup for the previously scheduled May ceremony that was postponed due to the pandemic. This is one of 2 such programs today. Because of the large number of graduates and to follow all Springfield, Greene County, and Missouri State policies, we are conferring graduate and bachelor's degrees from the Colleges of Business, Education, and Natural and Applied Sciences and the William H. Darr College of Agriculture majors at this ceremony. We are conferring the graduate and bachelor degrees to the graduates of the other colleges at a ceremony later today. I'm pleased to announce that today we are celebrating the awarding of 3,481 total degrees from May and summer of this year. Yeah, we should clap for that. Of that total, 2,558 are undergraduate degrees and 923 are graduate degrees. The Missouri State University faculty and staff are proud to recognize members of this graduating class who have distinguished themselves by their academic achievement and leadership and who have earned academic or performance scholarships. Funding for many of these scholarships is made possible by alumni and friends of the university, and we thank them for their support and generosity. Several members of the Board of Governors of the university are on the platform with me today. Members of the board are appointed by the governor of the state of Missouri and approved by the state Senate. They serve 6-year terms and carry the responsibilities set forth in statute as the policy-making board for the institution. We also have a student representative to the Board of Governors. The student representative serves a 2-year term. We are grateful to the governors for the time that they take from their schedules and give to the university, and we are pleased that several can be with us to take part in commencement today. I will now introduce the platform party. Members will stand as their names are called, and I would ask that you hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. In the second row, beginning at my right, your left, Ms. Neosha Mackey, Emeritus Dean of Library Services, who will be reading names of graduates. Briar Douglas, a graduate student from Hannibal, Missouri, and our student member of the Board of Governors. Chase Stockton, a graduate student from Springfield and former senior class president, your senior class. Dr. Ronald Del Vecchio, Dean of the Darr College of Agriculture. Dr. Barry Tinkler, Associate Dean of the College of Education. Dr. David Meinert, Dean of the College of Business. Dr. Cameron Wickham, Chair of the Missouri State University Faculty Senate. Carrie Turgeon, Mayor of Jefferson City, businesswoman and member of the Board of Governors. Chris Waters, a businessman from Kansas City, Missouri, and member of the Board of Governors. In the front row, beginning at my right, your left, Dr. Tammy Yankee, Dean of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Amy Counts, a businesswoman from St. Louis and member of the Board of Governors. Gabriel Gore, a lawyer from St. Louis and member of the Board of Governors. Craig Frazier, a businessman from Springfield and chair of the Board of Governors this year. Dr. Frank Einhelig, University Provost. Brent Dunn, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Julie Masterson, Dean of the Graduate College. Let's recognize the platform party, please. Thank you. Good. Now is usually the time in the ceremony when I would introduce faculty and administration that have led in the educational process for our graduates. But due to the current pandemic, I have encouraged them not to attend this ceremony. We still have 7 weeks to go in this semester. Several are here with us today simply because of their commitment to you and the meaning of this ceremony, and they are scattered throughout the arena. Given the unusual circumstances of the last 8 months, I decided I should give the commencement address today. And I want to begin with this observation. What interesting times we live in. 7 months ago, the world changed, and that we are doing this event in October, wearing masks and all spread out, is evidence of how true that is. In preparing for this speech today, I thought back on my college graduation from Tulane University in New Orleans 37 years ago. And I remembered that my parents and grandparents were there, that I was commissioned into the United States Army later that afternoon, and that we ate at Delmonico's restaurant after the ceremony. I even remembered the name of my girlfriend, even though I haven't seen her since that summer. But I had no memory of what the speaker said or even who it was. While it's possible the pandemic may change that, I doubt it, and so that's a very liberating thought as I give this address. So what I will do for the next few minutes is share some thoughts about what I have learned since that graduation long ago, and then more specifically, several things that I have learned or that are important to me as a result of the pandemic. So here it goes. Some are meant to be humorous, all are absolutely true. First, never buy a timeshare. You can't sell it, it will cost you several $1,000s to unload it. I learned that from watching my parents try to sell a timeshare in Las Vegas. 3 dogs are too many to own at one time, especially if they all sleep in the same bed with you. Enough said, I'm down to one 16-year-old dog now. I've learned from that. Don't be afraid of people who are different from you. Diversity makes us stronger and better, not weaker. Don't share everything on social media. But I encourage you to follow me on Twitter at CliffSmart1F, and feel free to tweet about this talk. Give me your feedback at the end. Use your turn signal when you change lanes. That's apparently a rule even at 6 in the morning when you're passing a state trooper going less than the speed limit on the interstate. When it's possible to do so again, travel. You will develop a new perspective on life and the world. Visit your family. Visit your family often. Your parents and later your grown children can be your best friends. I lost my dad 3 years ago, and I regret not spending more time with him. Find a mentor, and later in your career, return the favor and serve as a mentor for someone else. I wouldn't be where I am today without my mentors, people like Tom Strong, Mike Nitzel, my dad, and many others. But my learning has continued since the pandemic began. First, I learned I really like people, almost all people. I miss the personal connections while working from home, the private conversations, the casual interactions that occur when you're out in the community or walking through campus. I'm glad we're mostly back on campus now. Second, I've learned that technology really is good. We've gotten amazing things done through Zoom and Skype and Blackboard these last 7-8 months, but it's still not the same as talking to a professor or a student one-on-one. Something is just lost, and I'm working to find ways for those conversations to occur again. Third, I've learned that often communication is the most important thing. Sometimes it's even more important than the actual decisions made because it eliminates uncertainty for people, and uncertainty is scary. We've tried hard to communicate not only decisions, but the rationale behind decisions and do it in a timely manner during the pandemic. Fourth, I've learned I have a great team. I knew that, of course, but it's really been driven home these last 7 to 8 months. People worked harder and smarter and with real concern for you than I've ever seen before. I'm proud to be associated with them. And finally, the longer the pandemic goes on, the more I've come to realize you cannot live life scared. This virus is a scary disease, and I promise you I'm working diligently to avoid getting it. It's important to mask and modify our behavior, but we can't stop doing everything we love because it exists any more than we should have stopped traveling after 9/11. It's also important that we not change who we are as people because of the pandemic. I've tried to become more generous, show more kindness and grace, treat people better, and think of others more, not less, during the pandemic. I hope you all also learned things from this situation, and you still believe your time here was well spent, even if it ended differently than you anticipated. And I hope these circumstances also made you kinder, more generous, more positive, more connected, more flexible, and a more caring person who leaves here committed to living life to the fullest. Thank you. The veterans and military members living, working, and receiving their education at Missouri State University are a valued and vital component of our campus community. We recognize and honor their sacrifices and the sacrifices of their families and value their life experiences as they broaden the diversity of our faculty, staff, and student body. As such, students graduating from the university who serve, have served, or will be serving after graduation in the United States Armed Forces have been invited to wear a red, white, and blue honor cord at today's ceremony in recognition of their service to our country. I now invite these individuals to stand and be recognized. Thank you. At this time, graduates for all degrees will be presented by Dr. Frank Einhelig, University Provost.
Before presenting the graduates, it is important to note that we will not be hooding our graduate students. However, the hooding ceremony is a special recognition for graduates receiving master's, specialist, or doctorate degree. Normally, during all of our commencement ceremonies, our graduate students are honored by being hooded by the Dean of the Graduate College or the Associate Dean of the Graduate College. As you can see today in the front, the students are already wearing their hoods. And it's in our continuing effort of practicing social distances that we do it this way. Please take a moment to look at the front rows of students and notice all of the different hoods. The hoods are similar in that they are black and have a satin maroon color representing Missouri State University. They are different in the color of the velvet edge, which represents the specific degree of the student. The overall size and shape represents the type of degree, master's, specialist, or doctoral, with the velvet color getting progressively wider or longer with the higher ranking degrees. The doctoral hoods also may have additional felt stripes for recognition of the highest degree. Earning a master's, specialist, or doctorate degree is a major accomplishment, and the hood is a valued part of the commencement regalia. Many of these students will wear their hoods and their regalia again in the future as they represent their profession in other ceremonies. Each student can be very proud of the hard work to earn their degree and to earn the hood that represents that degree. And now, will the graduates for all master's degrees please rise? President Smart, these graduates completed all the requirements for their respective master degree. The graduate faculty of Missouri State University are pleased to present them to you for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the master's degree. I testify that you have surmounted the first level of graduate studies and wish you every success as you serve humanity through your accomplishments.
Will all graduates, except those in the first row, please be seated? Will the graduates for master's degrees in the first row proceed forward, followed by master's graduates in other rows as directed by the marshal?
Ms. Neosha Mackey will present the students.
Joan Valentine Floria. David Paul Foray. Morgan A. Johnson. Linda Elizabeth Meckham. Sandeep Bansal. Desiree M. Ellis. Brad D. Hannum. Abigail Elise Duncan. Brandy Nicole Caffey. Eric A. Stegman. Tanisha Stevens. Jeremy Kent Margolis. Kelly A. Schindler. Cora Faye Denny Ackerson. Micaiah Renee Henderson. Jacob K. Laswell. Budel Koss. Carlos Alfredo Garcia, Jr. Haley Lauren Gullion. Corey Elizabeth Christmer. Christopher Job Taylor. Amanda Pearl Wecker. David Michael Phipps. Brittany Dawn Willis. Rebecca R. McMillan. Jordan Jazo Vega. Tyler M. Coker. Augustus Lloyd Reesner. Chevy Rose Whitaker. Allison Joy Newport. Laura Lynn Blankenship. Emily J. Rowe. Keith Brian Lovelace. Mary Elizabeth Groby. Natasha L. Ives. Ashley Lauren Simpson. Mark Jeffrey Ballou. Keith Edward Jones. Tyler Wes Engelbart. Sarah Elizabeth Butts. Claire Danielle Quinn. Brooke Elizabeth McPhee. Stephanie Marie Broadwater. Benjamin Hagan Fizette. Jennifer A. Henderson. Chad Michael Smith.
Missouri State University and the Missouri University of Science and Technology are proud to offer 3 engineering programs on the Missouri State University campus: civil, electrical, and most recently mechanical. These engineering degrees are earned through the Missouri University of Science and Technology in cooperation with Missouri State University. Will the graduates for the bachelor's degrees in civil and electrical and mechanical engineering please rise?
Do we have any? Nope.
Seeing none of those able to be here today, we will move to our next conferring of degrees. But before we confer the Missouri State University bachelor degrees, I would like to note the scholastic accomplishments of several of these students. Would the students wearing the blue stoles please rise? Please join me in recognizing these graduates of the university's Honors College. Several students are graduating with scholastic honors and are identified by the cordons they are wearing. Students graduating summa cum laude have achieved a grade point average of at least 3.9. Will those students graduating summa cum laude and wearing the gold cordon please rise and remain standing? Students graduating magna cum laude have achieved a grade point average between 3.75 and 3.89. Would those students graduating magna cum laude and wearing the silver cordon please rise and remain standing? Finally, students graduating cum laude have achieved a grade point average between 3.5 and 3.74. Would those students graduating cum laude and wearing a bronze cordon please rise and remain standing? On behalf of the university, I wish to congratulate these students on their impressive scholastic achievements. Now, will the graduates for all bachelor's degrees please rise? President Smart, these graduates completed all of the requirements for their respective bachelor degrees. The faculty of Missouri State University take great pleasure in presenting them to you for the conferring of the degrees.
By the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the bachelor degree and wish you the best in your careers.
Will all graduates, except those in the first row, please be seated? Will the graduates for bachelor's degree in the first row now proceed forward, followed by bachelor's graduates in other rows as directed by the marshal.
Neosha Mackey will again present the candidates.
Emily R. Tessereau. Lauren Haley Meyer. Madeline Marie Chambers. Okay. Jennifer L. Givens. Jeannie Delight McDonald. Sylvia Espinosa. Haley Morgan Bearmore. Owen Lammert. Jonathan K. Hovick. Sarah Wabi. Jordan Scott Bratton. Zachary Eric Muir. Kyle J. Fisher. Nikayla Patrice Evans, Whitley Gale Reed, Rachel Renee Schwenke, Rachel Marie Ricketts, Kaylin Elizabeth Burton, Courtney Lynn Allison, Emily Ann Hudson, Anna G. Murphy, Ethan Edward Schroeder, Catherine Nicole Livingston, Holden Joseph Bridges, Jacob K. Early, Samuel Joseph Howard, Brandon Scott Berry, Claiborne J. Hart, Ariane Ruby Pujols, go back, Mancia, Autumn Bria McNeil, Victoria J. Ross, Kennedy Noel Hedges, Austin Joseph Hewells, Connor Thomas Anderson, Chloe K. Boone, Shelby Nicole Boschert, Hannah Rose Simon, Emily F. Davis, Caitlin Eileen Kilby, Brooke T. Kroll, Mackenzie N. Harlan, Natalie N. Arl, Anna Grace Thebon, Janet Deaver, Bailey Ashlyn Burden, Tara Lynn Wheeler, Megan Noel Clark, Dakota Ryan Carnes, Jordan Nicole Capra, Blair Christine Rhodes, Mitchell Dole, Nicholas Joseph Rehring, Ian J. Broadley, Alexis Marie Tamburino, Alexander Joseph Rumbo, Sierra Nicole Zeiss, Chandler Renee Raleigh, Jessica R. Armstrong, Riley Ann Nadler, Mary Alice McGee, Nicholas James Smith, Julia E. Blatchford, Kaylin Jean Gasser, Anna Elise Schinkelberg, Brandon Thomas Hines, Erin Christine Balint, Emily Ann Jones, Kelsey Elizabeth Rogers, David J. Maxson, Nathan Wesley Lance, J. Joelle Propes, Rachel A. Delaney, Rachel Marie Mertens, Annalise M. Sourvine, Benjamin Tillman Shad, John M. Albert Jr., Matthew Thomas Zerhide, Colton Walter Bayment, Samuel Benjamin Sin, Alyssa Christine Guccione, Vericha Nicole Pearson, Evan Lake Robertson, Kirsty Brooke Williams, Christopher Ryan Minks, Alexander Richard Carney, Lane A. Souder, Brianna Shante Sanford, Lydia A. Hudson, Madeline Rose Stowe, Dylan Wayne Breeden, Andrew Thomas O'Brien, Blake Patrick Gowert, Zachary John Dempsey, Evan Moore. Sydney L. Holcomb. Madison Rose Gambino. Ryan Timothy Wisman. Skylar Danielle Kuntz. Lauren E. Reed. Madison Lee Udy. Amani Kitwa Monga. Michaela A. King. Caitlin McKenzie Beatman. Morgan Page Hanser. Hannah Elizabeth Casertano. Emily Renee Ware. Laurel Elizabeth Reichmuth. Lucy Mohan Sidlow. Isabel M. Trokey. Amanda Courtenay Warland. Jonathan Charles Livengood. Connor Keith Lindblom. Carson B. Goodman. Rachel Leanne Porter. Sydney Lynn Wright. Brandon Douglas Chapman. Alexandra M. Belshie. Kaylee Lynn Weiberg. Kaylee Jewel Klosterman. Tricia Marie Everhart. Caitlin Ann Kleinschmidt. Alexis Renee Mank. Ashley E. Schunzel. Dalen L. Sloan. Robert Nelson Leak. Aaron Liviu Abrudan. Catherine Marie Lucas. Kaylee Jo Sappington. Kirsten Faith Watson Talbot. Addison Catherine May. Lauren Jean Hurt. Haley Noel Housewort. Brock W. Fewmiller. Terry Clinton Henry Miles. Landon A. Green. Samantha I. Berger. Sarah Danielle Phillips. Congratulations, graduate. Anita Ann Newland. Zachary Joseph Mertz. Rebecca Ann Land. Andrew M. LeGrand. Shayna Maylee Snell. Caitlin Ray Kaminsky. Samantha J. Gardner. Jenna Marie Sears. Tony D. Gunn, Jr. Allison Ann Chambers. Hannah J. Wiley. Peyton Mackenzie Woodrum. Emily Louise Tate. Brittany Nicole Mueller. Melanie McNeely. Kayla Marie McNeely. Brittany Diane Dutton. Haley Schuyler Newby. Coral Lynn Van Besselaar. Madison Nicole Counts. Brian Christopher Fuller. Allison Christine Krutz. Alex C. Storms. Ty James Yarborough. Caleb Zaire Greeley. Aaron Alexander Guillaume. Dominic Wayne Claremont. Ryan James Hardy. Dalton Matthew Rowe. Rachel K. Wagner. Byron Parker Moss. Drew Evan Swafford. Kelsey M. Ingram. Katie Elizabeth Langan. Gina Frances Amato. Jacqueline S. Romer. Jared S. Prince. Austin Paul Taylor. Trevor Jackson Ools. Amber Nicole Theobald. Rebecca Sue Munson. Logan Nicole Perdue. Connor Patrick Mackey, Haley Kaylin Allen, Alyssa Mae Bigham, Lauren Marie Kinsey, Sean M. Lynch, Natalie Cohn Hedrick, Grace Olivia Cartwright, Helene K. Houston, Brianna L. Prest, Alicia Marie Sturgeon, Ian Moore McCormick, Jennifer Lynn Davis, Lakin Addison Bevel, Sarah Ann Moak, Mason Glenn Schaefer, Allie Leidner, Kaylee Allison Comley, Lauren Ashley Comley, Abigail Rihanna Hardy, Amanda Link, Ashton Asbury, Lydia S. Baldridge, Mashari Saif Al-Ataibi, Martin Coatney, Lane Dalton House, Kara Michelle Tote, Anthony Joseph Darnell, Cole Cameron Lemaster, Mariah Dawn Moore, Madison Riley Rybolt, Ashlyn Isabel Dickey, Heidi Jennifer Banks, Justin Paul Butkovich, Brooke E. Friedman, Jennifer Marie Buenrostro, Alexis M. Beeman, Holly Marie Schmidt, Harry Austin Deckard Jr., Tricia Blankenship, Andrea R. Mueller, Logan Jade Miller, Madison Lee Hillenberg, Ashley Nicole Packwood, Patrick William Prouty, Corey Allen Jackson. Morgan Alexandra George. Tyler Richard Ney. Matthew John Cadwell. Hannah Jo Crone. Savannah Nicole Failer. Brooke Ann Nokunas. Kevin W. Cavaney, Jr. Adam L. Neighbors. Jared William McAvoy. Kimberly Marie LaRue. Jenna Kathleen Anderson. Kristen M. Harden. Danielle Marie Swearingen. Megan A. Freitas. Sydney Lynn DeLeo. Victoria Rose Leidy. Chandler J. Maples. Spencer Nicole Solon. Stephen Matthew Fuller. Christian David Cuozo. Lauren Grace Whaling. Caitlin Nicole Clark. Lane Catherine Borsa. Alexis Ray Miller. Megan Bethany Prado. Annie Lynn McElhaney. Amber Nicole Harth. Lee Dwayne Cox. Madison Aubrey Esterla. Emily R. O'Hare. Taylor Lee Remus. Mallory Page Kamen. Austin Connor Reardon. Michaela Lee Edwards. Colton Wade Neal. Matthew Paul Waller. Emma Sue Sanders. Jennifer Catherine Horn. Jacob Lawrence Newton. Catherine Ruth Blackburn. Deborah K. Branson. Garrison M. Castor. Trinell Christina Morgan. Ashley Noel Cornforth. Benjamin Thomas Huggins. Kylan Washington. Amanda Lloyd. Taylor Faye Katanak. Kurt W. Giannino, Jr. Michaela Elizabeth Rollins. Venetia Natasha Noel Brooks. Margaret M. Hutton. Kerrigan Page Wolf. Madison Ann Vickers. Alyssa R. Cowell. Megan L. Bussey. Alexis Lynn Moberly. Sierra Rachel Fuchs. Lauren Nicole Zarillo. Kaylee Berry. Kieran Mongo Nkongolo. Daniel L. Bohannon. Kevin Michael Amron. Taylor Reese Howard. Mackenzie Nicole Flowers. Theodore Christensen Schwallenberg. Morgan Taylor Wilkins. Mary Grace Wagner. Elizabeth Marie Scarfino. Adam R. Biles. Taylor Janelle Walker. Shonye C. Swift. Jonathan M. Frazier. T. Ha. Anna D. Tron. Molly Ann Gilliam. Jessica Michelle McCoon. Anna Marie Casey. Elizabeth Joan Beaver. Kirsten Marie Beer. Alexis Nell Herbig, John Joseph Elbert, Elise Rose Quisenberry, Aries Aguilla Bird, Brianna Miller, Kaylee Jo Hollis, Alexis Renee Chapman, Allison K. Volker, Alexis Nicole Barnett, Cassidy Lane Sellers, Connor Michael Sedlak, Jessica Sue Jensen, Ashley Daniela Legal, Dustin Blake Everton, Robert Joseph Warzer, Ethan Michael Beal, Maria Jose Murray Velez, Carly Denise Fowler, Katie Lynn Fowler, Elise Catherine Reed, Jessica L. Blaylock, Amanda R. Kaufman. Let's see, is this one? John Moore, Jr.
Thank you, John. As you might guess, I know John personally. Please let's give all our bachelor's degree awardees a big applause. So, as you can tell, this is a very different ceremony that we typically do. And we've made an oversight. We had our specialist in education recipients today seated at the wrong place. Our fault, not theirs. And so when those chairs were empty, Dr. Einhelig and I skipped over that part of the ceremony. So we're going to go back and do that today. Remember, I talked about grace and kindness in my speech, and I appreciate that. And so would you all, as their names are read, give them a special big applause to cover up for our mistake. And so now, with the graduates for the Specialist in Education degree, please rise. These graduates have completed the requirements for the Specialist in Education degree. It is with great pride that they are presented on behalf of the graduate faculty. And so by the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the degree of Specialist in Education and declare that you have surmounted the second level of graduate studies and are qualified to supervise the learning process. Please proceed forward. Neosha Mackey will read names of students.
Jennifer L. Givens. Jeannie Delight McDonald. Sylvia Espinosa.
Thank you. As graduates, the university sincerely hopes you will continue your affiliation with Missouri State University as proud and active alumni. To welcome you to the Alumni Association, I've got to do another one of these too. I would like to invite to the podium the Missouri State University's Vice President for University Advancement, Brent Dunn. Brent?
Okay, now it's officially, you're graduates, yes. And you, give them a round of applause for that. And welcome to the club. Now, you guys join a club of over 130,000 alumni living in all 50 states and over 93 countries around the world. But please do us a favor. Keep us up to date of where you are and what you're doing, because chances are real good that wherever you land, there'll be alumni there that can help you both personally and professionally. After all, your relationship with Missouri State is now a lifelong experience. I mean, you've even made it back to your first homecoming weekend. Now, these are crazy times, we all agree. But the university has been here for 115 years, and the university has gone through crazy times as well. World wars, the Great Depression, the Spanish flu epidemic, and so many other historical events. But we're still here. Educating people is what we do, and our alums around the world are making a difference. And now it is your time. But please listen to this. You're a student at Missouri State for just a short time in your life. You're an alum of Missouri State for the rest of your entire life. Now go change the world, onward and upward. Congratulations. Now go get them and go Bears!
Graduates, you have much to be proud of today. The pride you feel should also extend to others in today's audience. Throughout your Missouri State experience, you have been supported by parents, spouses, friends, and family members. I'll give you an opportunity to show your gratitude for their support by applause. The alma mater is a distinctive song, indicating your lifelong connection to our university. To conclude our ceremony, please stand with me if you're able and sing along to our alma mater. Okay, I admit that was impossible to sing along to. We're still working on this. Graduates, you have sat quietly through the entire commencement ceremony. This, however, is a celebration of your accomplishments. So before we march out of the arena, how about we give you and your guests a chance to loudly express the excitement and happiness you feel at earning your degree and being back on campus. All right. Now that we've gotten that out of our system, let's begin the recessional. In order to recess from our ceremony safely, we ask that everyone carefully follow these directions. Graduates, you will be escorted from your seats and out of the arena by the floor marshals row by row. Families and guests, once all graduates have left the floor, you may proceed to the nearest exit on the main concourse as directed by our arena staff. We encourage graduates and their families to reconnect outside the main entrance to the arena. Thanks for your patience today. Congratulations, and go Bears.